बहुत अच्छा देखा उससे ना, सब कितने माइनॉरिटी है सबको देखा।
आप आपका कैमरा भी ऑन रखिए सर जी।
हाँ जी,
वीडियो कैमरा भी ऑन रखिए आपका।
ओके।
नहीं हुआ नहीं। हाँ यस, लेकिन क्यों मेरा ही दिख रहा है मुझे, चेहरा आपका नहीं।
डॉक्टर काले, एंगल ठीक है?
हाँ नहीं, अभी तक मुझे दिखा नहीं।
हाँ जी,
एक सेकेंड ना, मैं पार्टिसिपेशन कैमरा ऑन है अभी आपका।
मैं लॉगिन करता हूँ, रूम नंबर 1।
एक मिनट, आपका एक जगह कैमरा ऑन है और दूसरी जगह स्पीकर ऑन, माइक्रोफोन ऑन है।
सर हेलो
हाँ
हेलो,
रविंद्रनाथ जी के साथ बात कर रहे हैं डीपी।
हाँ सर ने ना उनका पूरा स्क्रीन शेयर किया है ना, उसके लिए आप लोग का वीडियोस दिख रहा है, सिर्फ प्रेजेंटेशन को शेयर करने को बोलो।
अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ
हाँ सर ने पूरा स्क्रीन उनका कंप्यूटर का शेयर कर दिया है, तो सर जो भी कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन में जो भी ओपन करेंगे वो सब दिख रहा है ना, उसके लिए।
सर आप खाली प्रेजेंटेशन ही शेयर कीजिए ना।
वापस से सर को शेयर में क्लिक करके वो सब आइकॉन्स दिखते हैं ना, तो उसमें प्रेजेंटेशन वाले को क्लिक करेंगे तो ग्रीन हो जाता है, तो उसको फिर शेयर कर। सर ने पूरा स्क्रीन शेयर कर दिया।
रविंद्रनाथ जी आपने सुना ना?
हाँ जी, हाँ मैं सुन रहा हूँ।
हाँ
आपकी वॉइस क्लियर है मेरे को।
हाँ हाँ, नहीं आपका पूरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है हमको, तो बोल रहे हैं
हाँ,
खाली ये बंद करके प्रेजेंटेशन खाली शेयर करना। वापस आप शेयर
ठीक है।
स्क्रीन पे जाओ, वापस क्लिक करो। हाँ यस यस, this should be seen and your camera should be on, video camera, so that you will also be
कैमरा ऑन है
seen.
आपके?
लेकिन आपका चेहरा नहीं दिख रहा है हमको।
ये देखिए,
ये वाला तो सपोज लेक्चर मेरा उधर दिखेगा।
कैमरा ऑन दिख रहा है लेकिन चेहरा नहीं आ रहा है।
तो उधर भी दिखेगा,
बच्चे लोग को दिखेगा,
बच्चे लोग को उधर उनका
हाँ उसका जो
नहीं, अभी भी पूरा आपका कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन ही आ रहा है।
But the guy takes lecture from home and all 10 students have called in to sit here. They will sit here because guy takes lecture from home and all students are sitting here. They will be able to see on the screen here.
नहीं समझा नहीं। हाँ वो भी देख सकते हैं इधर से, सिर्फ वो मीटिंग आईडी डाल के एक जन ही 10 जन देख सकते हैं। हाँ मतलब आप गेस्ट लेक्चर के लिए बुलाते हैं।
आप कैसे देख रहे हैं अपन दोनों?
की पोजीशन मस्त है आपका गाइड,
वही ना,
you look like Indian scientists.
we are all looking aliens.
Usha madam, it is 2:57.
I know, just wait a little bit.
हाँ
Wait a little bit. Your Praveen himself, has he joined?
16 done are there.
Not sure.
कर्नाटक से भी है।
तेरे को नहीं पहचाना मैंने।
इन्होंने भेजा और मैंने भी शायद स्टाफ को नहीं भेजा।
मैं बोल गई।
मुझे हॉस्पिटल ओके, अच्छा फिर मैं लॉगिन हो नहीं रहा था, पता नहीं मेरा कुछ इशू है आज। इसका तो मेरे रूम 1 आई गॉट इट एंड सॉरी मुझे लगा नहीं। हाँ मैं स्टूडेंट से लॉगिन की। अच्छा ऐसा है, आई थिंक इट योर अच्छा है। Sorry, I'm lecture. I don't have any other lectures. It's okay. I think I made your host.
ओके, रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू हो गया।
लिपिक ने स्ट्रीमिंग शुरू किया यूट्यूब पर। रविंद्र ने किया, मैंने को डाला है।
गीता जोशी है,
मैंने डाला नहीं।
नम्रता है, पटेल है, विनय कुमार है,
विनय कुमार
नाम सर है, अपना विनय शाह है। वीडियो बंद ही कर दे।
वीडियो
कालेज सर शुरू करेंगे।
हाँ प्लीज।
डॉक्टर हिमांशु, कैन यू प्लीज वेलकम।
I don't need my mobile, no? I can speak here only.
अरे लोकेश यार पानी ग्लास दिया जरा, बोतल मिला।
Very good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti's Ravindra Childrenwala College, on behalf of our former principal and now director of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti, Dr. Usha Mukundan, on behalf of all members of Association of Teachers of Biological Sciences, and also on my personal behalf, I extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Ravindra Saxena for delivering a talk on status of forest and wildlife and impact of climate change under RJC popular lecture series being organized jointly by RJC and Association of Teachers in Biological Sciences. Nature nurtures mankind. In fact, nature nurtures all the life forms, and those who love forest, who love the wilderness of the forest, that brings the happiness in the breath of them when they move in the forest. Let us begin today our green journey with our guest speaker. I request Dr. P.G. Cadre to formally introduce our guest speaker today. Cadre, sir.
नमस्कार, myself Professor Purushottam Cadre. Welcome the speaker of today's session, Sri Ravindra Saxena, and I thank him for readily accepting the invitation to engage a session in this series of popular talks organized by Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College in collaboration with Association of Teachers in Biological Sciences. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce Sri Ravindra Saxena to the learned participants. Ravindra Saxena ji is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Alpine Techno Legal Consulting Private Limited and former member of Indian Forest Service 1978 batch MP Cadre. He specializes in policy issues, legislative functions, and legal aspects of national environment, forest, mining, and industrial statutes, legal, administrative, and technical aspects of Indian Forest Act 1927, Forest Conservation Act 1980, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Biological Diversity Act 2002, Panchayat Raj Extension to Scheduled Areas Act 1996, Scheduled Tribe and Other Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2007, Environment Protection Act 1986, Water, Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Water Cess Act 1977, Air, Protection and Control of Pollution Act 1981, Public Liability Insurance Act 1991, National Green Tribunal Act 2010. He also specializes in applicability and potential of international conventions related to forests, environment, biodiversity, and wildlife projects. Besides this, his expertise also lies in management of natural resources. Particularly, he is expert in tal, tiger, and Asian elephant, the three species most crucial for the development of mining sector in India. He provides consultancy services for sustainable mining development in forest areas, wildlife impact assessment, wildlife habitat management plan, wildlife corridor planning, rehabilitation, and resettlement planning of displaced wildlife. Well, he has also mastered Coal Bearing Areas Act 1957, Mines and Mineral Act 1957 and again 2015, mining infrastructure, reclamation of mined out areas, tailing ponds, safety zones, landscape planning, compensatory afforestation, planning for it, of course, clustering mining development. In addition, he is also well known for management of forests, silviculture, tree transplantation techniques, and so on. So far, he has published 4 books, and another 7 books are at different phases of publication. I welcome you, sir, for your talk on status of forest and wildlife and the impact on climate change. Over to you, Ravindra.
Thank you, Professor Ali. Dear friends, students, environmentalists, conservationists, foresters, policy planners, and dear citizens of India. Today I am delivering a talk on the status of forest and wildlife of India and the impact of climate change on this vital resource. Because forest and wildlife is necessary for survival of the country and it is of benefit to the mankind in India. To begin with, I invoke the blessing of the God by first mantra of the Upanishad. Om Ishwashwamidam Sarvam Yatit Jagatyam Jagat Ten Tyaktena Bhanjitha Ma Gradaya Kasya Shuddhina. This universe is the creation of the Supreme Power meant for the benefit of his creations. Individual species must therefore learn to enjoy its benefits by forming a part of the system in close relation with other species. Let not any one species encroach upon the other's rights. This mantra is from Ishwar Upanishad, which is first among 64 Upanishads. I have seen 2 phenomena in my life related to environment and forest: anthropocentrism and contempocentrism. Hello. Yes. Sorry for that disturbance. Anthropocentrism means There are human beings who think that all the resources of this Mother Earth belong to them. And there is one more group of hardcore humans which believe in contemporacentrism, means they think that they have got absolute right over resources of this earth. Both are wrong. There are more than 10 lakh species on this earth, and we are only one of them. And all the resources are not meant for human race. We are just trustee of this resource, and we are required to pass on this resource to our next generation. This is our Mother Earth. Just see how beautiful it is. And in the succeeding presentation, you will see how we have we have devastated this Mother Earth into a heap of garbage. Under Montreal Protocol, you can see this ozone hole in the layer, and it is increasing day by day. This picture has been taken since 1990. On left side, you can see that the ozone hole was very small, but on the right side, the hole has been increased to manifold, and it is causing ultraviolet radiation to come to the Earth's surface. This is uh, the shrinking biosphere of the Mother Earth between 1900 and 2000 AD. India's per capita agriculture area is just 0.6 hectare, and per capita forested area is 0.04 hectare. All this calculation is based on the population census of 2001. Now we are waiting for 2021 census. I think at least this data has been gone down by at least 20% in past 20 years. So definitely a cause of worry for all of us. There is a large brown cloud over the North India, and this is the root cause of disturbance in North India, whether smog over Delhi or over Punjab or Parali burning in Haryana. All are causing trouble, and this brown cloud has been there on northern India since 1998. So we have to take a cautious precaution about this cloud. This is annual precipitation trend in world. You can see that precipitation is increasing in India, but it is a misnomer because snow-covered mountains of Himalayas are melting. So it is showing increased precipitation in Western India. But de facto it is decreasing because our rainfall is going down. That I will show you in my succeeding slide. This is the anthropogenic radioactive system. Radioactive emissions are increasing because of various reasons. We are using nuclear power for power generation, and we are using large number of strategic minerals or radioactive minerals like thorium, monazite, ilmenite, and maybe uranium-235. So that is the cause of increasing radioactive emission in our system. Then temperature. World is observing a phenomena of increasing temperature since 1940, and it is causing a large kind of problems in forest area, in ocean currents, whether La Nina or El Nino, and it is causing undesirable changes in our environment. And it is believed that in the next 2 or 3 decades, 30 centimeters of Earth level will rise because polar ice is melting at breakneck speed. This is global temperature range. In the bottom graph, you will see on the right side that there is a fast and high increase in temperature after 1940. Because of our mastery or expertise over mineral resources and petroleum resources, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane concentration, and sulfate and nitrate emission is increasing in the atmosphere, and it is coming back to Earth as nitric acid and sulfuric acid back to us. Again, a cause of worry. We have to understand whether this kind of development is sustainable or not sustainable. Rising sea level, I have already talked to you. Sea has already risen in Amsterdam, Brand, and Snowjovik. And on the side of Bangladesh and North Bay of Bengal, sea level has risen by 17 centimeters. Best of the paddy cultivation area is situated in the coastal area, and if these coastal areas are inundated with marine water, there will be extreme shortage of paddy and rice. This is satellite imagery of Gangotri Glacier. In past 20 years, Gangotri Glacier has receded 850 meters. Next slide is again very interesting. This is satellite imagery of glaciers melted between 1960 and 2000. On the upper photograph, you can see where glaciers have melted, and in the bottom you can see the percentage of melting of glaciers. For the information to our viewers, I would like to apprise that India signed Indus Water Treaty 1960 with Pakistan, and the waters of Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab has been exclusively reserved for use by the Pakistanis. Try to analyze how justified it is. This again, there are changes in rainfall pattern in the country. In most of the cases, our rainfall has reduced by 5 days. So the drizzling effect or some sort of gradual effect has been lost. Mumbai is worst sufferer of monsoon, deluge or floods in past 4 years. The reason is precipitation is coming within 3, 4, 5 days, while it should be spread over 3, 4 months. So that is the reason environment has lost its resilient over the country. We are constitutionally governed country, and India places environment and forest in concurrent list of the Constitution of India.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. I have a quick
Yes.
Sir, I think your phone is also on Zoom call, and maybe that is causing some echo. So if you can,
Is it correct?
yeah, have you removed the Zoom call
I
from
have
your
switched
phone?
off my phone.
Okay, because I think your laptop is also giving the audio, and your phone is also sending the sound. So if you can
No, I
turn
have
off.
switched off the phone.
Oh, you switched off the phone. Okay, I think it should be better now. You can continue, sir.
Should I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. The Constitution of India was promulgated on 26th January 1950, and the forest was placed in state list. There was no subject of wildlife in 1950. In 1976, through 42nd Constitution Amendment Act, forest and wildlife has been placed in concurrent list, and we are using 3 national acts: Indian Forest Act, Wildlife Protection Act, and Forest Conservation Act. The National Forest Policy 1988 provides that the principal aim of the policy is ensuring environmental stability and maintenance of ecological balance. It also provides involvement of local communities in forest protection, enhance investment and other resources for forestry, But unfortunately, we have missed on this count because there is hardly any investment in forestry sector in India. All these three acts, Indian Forest Act, Wildlife Protection Act, and Forest Conservation Acts are central acts. But it is implemented in the states. The Article 251 and 254 provides that state governments, state legislative assemblies cannot take any decision which are repugnant to these three central acts. Suppose they take any action which is repugnant or contradictory to these acts, the decision taken in contravention of these acts will be treated as null and void ab initio. We require constitution amendment to provide platform for carbon sequestration and trading act. This is the reason why carbon trading is not developing in our country, because we are not having any digital platform like Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, where carbon securities can be traded in the country. India requires about 7 lakh crore rupees investment in forestry and carbon sequestration sector, but nobody is ready to provide investment in this sector because there is no digital trading platform is available. Forest at a glance. Our total geographical area is 32.87 lakh square kilometer. Out of this, forest area is 7.57 lakh square kilometer. But forest cover is only 6.78 lakh square kilometer. Most of our forest area is declared as reserve forest, and there are 2.38 square kilometer of protected forest. Our growing stock is about 75.42 square meter, cubic meter per hectare, while the world average is 110 cubic meter. So our growing stock is on receiving end as far as world average is concerned. Our forests grow about 0.69 cubic meter per hectare, while the capacity of forest growth is
आणि मी थोड्याने उठतो आंघोळ करायला.
hello. Okay. As far as biodiversity index, Prachar species richness index, Shannon Wiener biodiversity index is concerned, it doesn't present a rosy picture about our future. Very important slide. This is forest cover map of India. There are 6 well-defined forest zones of the country, and in central India we have got all kind of minerals except petroleum, and government of India is taking note of the energy demand in the country. Government of India intends to provide 41 coal blocks and 500 mineral blocks to augment mineral production in the country. Let me tell to my viewers that India is importing 274 million ton of coal by spending foreign exchange of 1,12,500 crore rupees. Mammoth amount we are sharing out, and additional 12 lakh crore rupees is being spent on import of petroleum crude. So unless until we substitute this import, our economy is not likely to grow. I will let you know how forest cover is assessed in forest diversion cases in the succeeding slides. This is forest type maps of India based on the research work of Dr. Champions and Shade. It was published in 1968 by the Forest Survey of India. There are 13 major types of forest in India, and there are 86 subtypes of forest in India. I commend the work of Dr. Shade and Dr. Champion. Forests are functions of edaphic factor, that is soil factor, rainfall pattern, water resources, temperature, latitude, longitude, exposure, aspect, altitude, and biotic factors. Forestry is a science. It is called silviculture, the science of forest management, and all forests in India are managed on the basis of silviculture management systems. All divisions are having scientifically prepared working plan survey that area for 3 years, and working plans are sanctioned by the state government and the government of India under section 4 of Forest Conservation Act. The forest can be classified on the basis of temperature in four classes: tropical, subtropical, temperature, alpine. Then there is another classification of forest. It is wet evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest, moist deciduous forest, littoral and swamp forest, dry deciduous forest, thorn forest, and dry evergreen forest. You see, I'm moving fast because I have to cover a lot. This presentation will be made available to you by the organizers on YouTube and other media platforms, so that you can access it as and when you desire it. There are special functional forests also, like tidal swamp forest, freshwater forest, and seasonal swamp forest, riverine fringe forest. I will try to show you some of the photographs also, so that will change your perception about the composition of forest. Analysis and parameters of diversion of forest.
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू सर
Yes.
सर मेरे ख्याल से आपके लैपटॉप का स्पीकर जो ऑन है वो रखना भी पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वो वहां से आवाज इको हो रही है। तो अगर ईयरफोन आप यूज कर लें तो आपकी आवाज बहुत क्लियर हो जाएगी।
मैं देखता हूँ, मुझे 2 मिनट।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सो मच। सॉरी सर।
संगीता, आप पास Hello. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you very much. Can I resume now? Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Resume कीजिए.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Government of India is proposing to divert 40 core blocks and 500 mineral blocks. The government of India assess forest on the basis of productivity, growing stock, site quality, biodiversity index, almost absence of trees above selection guard, rapid depletion of mesophytic species, increase of xerophytes, ground density, regeneration, mean annual increment, and current annual increment, and susceptibility to biotic factors. I have observed that in our forest composition, mesophytic species are going down, and the proportion of xerophytic species like baboon, prosopis, they are increasing. And there is one more anomaly in presentation of our forest data, because plantation area is not shown as separate area within the forest cover, because plantations are a very different class of forest in comparison to natural forest. I draw your attention to this magnificent species of Rana tigrina. Just try to remember when you could see this species. Amphibian taxa, they breathe with their skin, and because of rising temperature, fungus is growing in their skin, and that is the reason why this species is becoming extinct in India. And I have seen in past 7-8 years that this dark green color frog has turned into yellow colored frog. So these warning signals are sending some warning to us, some threat to us. If we don't take cognizance of these changes in living being, certainly tomorrow will be our doom. I'm showing you some forest slides also. This is Sal Forest Shoria Robusta of Kana National Park, magnificent forest, and no felling has taken place in past 300-400 years in this area. You can just see the composition of this forest, full stocking, side quality 1 or 2. This is Bear Forest or Jizaipat Numul area, Painch National Park. Just can you imagine that bear tree can be so large? Not possible, because here forests are growing without any biotic interference. This is magnificent fir and spruce forest of Himachal Pradesh. Just see how beautiful it is. This is Clistanthus forest of Satpura National Park in Hoshangabad, Madhya Pradesh. This is again beautiful Devlar forest of Himachal Pradesh. Majestic trees and attain girth of up to 2 meters. Huge trees and absolutely straight like a pencil. This is Diplocarpus forest with mangroves, and this photograph has been taken from Andaman and Nicobar. On the bottom of the forest, you can see Rhizophora forest. These forests are excellent device against tsunami type of sea disturbances. And if we have this kind of forest on the coastal and littoral zones, certainly the damage of tsunami will be much less in the on the coastal area. Because of climate change, our sea currents are changing, La Nina and El Nino, and this will cause extensive damage to whales, dolphins, dugong, mantis, turtles, and other animals, because they are not habitual to this kind of strong currents in sea, and they migrate according to their assessment of gold and or sea currents. Forest also prepare their own maps after assessment of forest composition by the working plan officer, and these forest maps are much better prepared than satellite images. I will show in the next slide. And these forest maps show the age of crop, composition, site quality, density. It gives large number of information about the forest crop by taking treatment type at hectare at a time. This is satellite imaging. You can see some forest canopy, but certainly you cannot know about the legal order of the forest crop. Recently, one gap light analyzer software has been developed to assess the crown density for determination of crown density. And in case of forest diversion cases, this gap light analyzer will be used to avoid the personal bias of the person. Now let us discuss something about impact of climate change on forest area. Indian Institute of Forest Management and National Remote Sensing Agency and Forest Research Institute have carried out large number of experiments on the rise of temperature and little availability of moisture in soil and how it is likely to affect our forest resources at 2035 and 2085 levels. In 2085, there will be serious burning of forest in Chhattisgarh and Narmada Valley and northern Madhya Pradesh, including Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. Same fate will be happened in Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats and Western Himalaya. So by 2085, there will be serious disturbances as far as our catchment areas are concerned. If we do not pump more money, if we do not do more soil moisture conservation, there will be trouble as far as beginning of 21st century is concerned. This is another depiction of results under NRSE. On left hand side, you can see impact of climate change by 2035. But on the right side, you see impacted forest by 2085. So the results of Forest Research Institute, NRSA, and Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, are pointing to the same thing. Definitely, the confidential level is more than 95%. This is the this is the map of India depicting change of temperature in northern side, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Western Uttar Pradesh, North Madhya Pradesh, there will be temperature rise by 5%. In central India, temperature rise will be 2.5 to 3%. But South India and East India is slightly better place. Just see now what happens. Because temperature is rising and water is available in less quantity, it will have burning effect on our forest areas. Now just see what happens. In 2018, because our forest areas become dry and there was large scale fire took place in Uttarakhand, and this ibex got roasted alive because of forest fires. No. Hello. Is it still echoing voice? Hello.
Yes, sir, it is still echoing.
Now tell me, I have taken care of everything.
I know, we cannot help it. Maybe the microphone of your laptop needs mending.
I can't say everything.
And it's okay, sir. It's all right.
Okay, thank you very much.
We'll bear with it. No problem, sir.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Just see these ibex. They were roasted alive in jungle because of forest fire. It's definitely a path, I can say. Then changes in number of rainy days. Our forest crop and agriculture grow very well when there is a drizzle and the moisture period is prolonged in the ecosystem. If the rainfall comes in 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 days, there will be flood, and rest of the year will be dry, which is not conducive to growing our agriculture and forest crops. One more dimension is increase of malaria and typhoid in the country. When temperature rises, it proliferates generation of insect vectors, and those vectors become carrier of malaria, typhoid, and other infections in the system. Now vegetational changes. When temperature is rising, water is becoming less and less. That will reduce the number of moist pixels in our ecosystem. On left hand side, we have got map projected in 2035, and right, the map projected climate change related effects at 2085. Again, same story. You see, large number of projects are working on effect of climate change on forest, wildlife, and biodiversity. And I can say that almost all projects are predicting same kind of result in India by 2085 or 2100. Then forest biomes in 75, on left hand side you can see red kind of pixels. These are moist biomes. But in 2085 there will be no moist biomes in the country. Uh, just a minute. Just a minute. Hello. Hello. Is it fine now? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Voice quality is better, but the echo is still there because maybe the second device is there around.
I'm trying to use my technical acumen,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is not going.
It's all right.
I think it is perfect, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, this is different forest types of India. And this shows how they are going to affect it in 2035 and 2085. And you can very well visualize that between 2035 and 85, there will be serious impact on our forest areas. And I will show you in succeeding slides how our sal forests are being affected. Our temperature is rising, carbon dioxide level is rising. So our productivity of forest area should increase. But it is happening other way around because water is not available. Our current net primary productivity is 835 carbon grams per cubic meter. By 2035, it will be reduced to half. So it's a cause of worry. If we trust this data, that means there will be our reduced agriculture production in the country. Same picture. All these red pixels will be vanished in 2085. On right side, you can see dry savanna. On left side, dry savanna, and right side is wet savanna. If wet savanna is converted into dry savanna, our all streams, water bodies will become dry. In case of leeward side of Maharashtra in Western Ghat, Windward side, you have got lush green forest. On leeward side, Satara and other area, there is hardly any water available in Jalgaon. So we have to be prepared to face this kind of scenario uh, if we don't take care of conversion of wet savanna into dry savanna. Uh, this is another type of forest. On left side, we have tropical seasonal forest, where forests are catering to the water body. This is Pench River. And right side is this is Esterculia urens forest in Chambal catchment area. So if we are not taking care of our forest area of seasonal forest, ultimately it will be converted into xeric woodlands and our river system will become dry. And if there is no river, there will be no agriculture. So please take note of it. Our carbon dioxide component is increasing to about 420 to 425 part per million. And with increase of 2 degrees Celsius temperature, our wheat production area will sink. Most of the area of western Uttar Pradesh, northern Madhya Pradesh, part of Haryana will become unsuitable for for wheat cultivation by 2035. Again, a scaring uh, projection, I must say. This is biogeographic zones of the country. You can see very well that in northern India and western Ghat and part of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, there will not be much effect. But in most of central India and central and northern peninsular India, there will be extreme effect of climate change in the country. These are biosphere reserves of India. Biosphere reserves are notified under Man and Biosphere Program of United Nations Organization. Biospheres are not notified under Wildlife Protection Act 1972 of India. These are not legal entities, but biosphere reserves are administrative entities notified under UNO's Man and Biosphere Program. This is Soil Type of India. It's an old map prepared by Champion and Shade, but now there has been much degradation. I would like to share with you that about 60 ton of soil per hectare per year is being washed from the country. So we have to undertake extreme, well-planned soil moisture conservation measures. I will show you some slides at the end of my presentation. This is another project of Ministry of Earth Sciences. It is also depicting same outcome of the result, that between 1971 to 2005, rainfall has reduced. And we used to have monsoon by say May in 70s. Now even in August, monsoon is not there. That means most of our agriculture crop and forest crop require lot of changes. Like sal crop, which is having regeneration period of just 7 days. Unless until we supplement this regeneration period of 7 days, we will never have sal crop in our country, and that will decimate our river system of central India. Then thunderstorm susceptible regions of India. There are 3 well-defined zones: Eastern India, including Bengal; South India, including Tamil Nadu and Kerala; and third part is uh, Himachal Pradesh and South Jammu and Kashmir. So we are required to take a lot of preparatory measures in these 3 zones also, so that our trees are not uprooted, and if trees are uprooted or our mangrove forests are destroyed in coastal areas, then there will be ingress of water whenever tsunami comes. And the frequency of tsunami is also increasing. If you analyze the past data of government of Japan, the frequency of tsunami is increasing in past 30-40 years. Monthly rainfall data, again it is scary because we require some sort of perpetual drizzle for our agriculture crop. But now we are receiving rainfall only in August month. Even winter rains have gone. So if that happens, there will be acute problem of irrigation in our agriculture areas. Very important slide, land use and land cover map of India. Our forest areas are becoming porous and fragmented, and this is the root cause of drying of forest. I showed you the slide of ibex getting roasted alive in Uttarakhand because our forest has become dry. So once fire is caused, it ignites large area under forest fires. So we have to protect our forest. In any case, if we don't do it, it will destroy our forest first. And if our forest is destroyed, then second problem will be our river system. Our streams will go dry and our rivers become dry. That elevation zone map of India, again in foothills of Himalayas and northern Uttar Pradesh and northern Bihar and part of Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat, I don't think that there will be much problem in 2035-85. But in case of southern Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, peninsular India, there will be huge problem related to forest conservation because temperature is rising and moisture is being available in reduced quantity. So all these forest area will be converted into grasslands. So we have to change our lifestyle and thinking about exploitation of forest resources for the well-being of mankind. This is a slide of Arunachal Pradesh. When temperature is rising, our tree line is moving upwards. Right now, tree line is around 1200 feet above mean sea level. But since temperature is rising, more and more snow-covered mountain will be available for our agriculture purposes. But whether we want to convert such pristine areas into agriculture fields or not, we are required to take a conscientious decision on this issue. This is a very unique forest of Arunachal Pradesh, where bamboo is growing along with banana. Very unique feature I saw some time ago. We have got Molem Sanctuary, Goa. This is Andaman forest. Again, this is from Assam, Meghalaya. This is again a sanctuary from Goa. We inherited this kind of earth from the Almighty, full of wildlife, full of biodiversity. Everywhere water, plenty of vegetation to eat. Just see how beautiful it is. If temperature rises, your forest will grow, and if forest goes, all these creatures will go, because they are not having support system of freezers and deep freezers. They are not having any godowns. If food is not available, they will starve or they will perish. Just see how beautiful it is. Sarus cranes, rock python, bar-headed geese, rhino. These are very threatened species. Ghadials, then spoonbills, amphibians, and turtles. Our mangrove forest and riparian zones are very important conservation area. If riparian zone, which is exhibited in the center of the slide, if such forests are gone, your entire river system will become dry. So we have to pay adequate attention to our riparian zone conservation areas. This is typical fragmentation of forest area. In our forest, lot many habitations have come up. It has been fragmented with railway line, transmission line, roads, and all these are becoming source of dryness of forest. This is typical mosaic of our protected area, where large number of villages have come up and forests are shrinking day by day. And this is the reason why wildlife is unable to move for breeding or for feeding or conservation purposes is another in other areas. Just see what kind of pristine forest we inherited from the Almighty, but what we have converted. Everywhere we are killing wildlife, we are destroying our area. Though development is necessary, I'm not saying that it is not necessary, but our development should be according to the landscape planning uh, of the requirement. On right hand side bottom, you can see that sal forests are drying because of non-availability of water and rising temperature. These are the cause of our fragmentation of area. Like just see on the right side of, there are 3 railway bridges constructed at very close proximity on the river. Certainly, crocodile, gharials, and dolphins, they are not like to cross this area because they treat this area as trap as far as wildlife is concerned. So care should be taken. Then because of temperature change, lot of gall formation is taking place in our forest area. On left hand side, you can see Esterculia urens forest. You can see gall formation. This is Boswellia serrata, and because of resin taping, it blaze has been made on all round of the stem. Ultimately, this stem will die. This is Butea monosperma, again for resin taping. This tree has been given so many of incisions and scars that ultimately it is likely to die. Now let us talk something about wildlife. Wildlife Protection Act was enacted in 1972. We have got 85 national parks, 445 wildlife sanctuaries, 9 community reserves, 38 tiger reserves, 64 elephant reserves, and total area under national park and sanctuaries is 1,55,000 square kilometer, which is roughly 4.64% of the terrestrial area. Right now, because of the Supreme Court order dated 13th November 2000, denotification of any protected area, including national park, wildlife sanctuary, community reserve, and conservation reserve, is very difficult, or you can say next to impossible. There are 6 schedules in the Wildlife Protection Act: first, second, third, fourth, and sixth. All species notified under these schedules are protected within protected area and outside protected area. Suppose there is a crocodile or gharial out of national park, even then it is protected. And all the habitat of national park, wildlife sanctuary, conservation reserve, community reserve are protected. Forest area and non-forest area, all are protected within the national park or wildlife sanctuary. There is no differentiation. This is distribution of protected areas in India. But you can see that in Western India, Rajasthan, and northern Uttar Pradesh, and northern peninsular India, the wildlife protected areas are not there. So we have to notify more and more forest areas so that local species are notified in these areas. Wildlife protected area provides that all the rights of local community should be acquired and rested and vested in the state government under section 20 and 29, and after that uh, the protected area should be notified as finally notified area. In protected area and buffer zones notified under uh, Environment Protection Act 1986, mining is not allowed. Under very exceptional circumstances, mining may be allowed, but in normal case, mining is not mining, or rather any non-forest activity is not allowed in protected area and their buffer zones. And if we want to carry out any non-forest activity in the tiger corridor and elephant corridor, we are required to obtain sanction under section 35 OG of Wildlife Protection Act uh, from National Tiger Conservation Authority and National Wildlife Board for this purpose. While this I have already covered, then one more important aspect: India signed Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species in 1976. That all species mentioned in Appendix 1 of CITES cannot be killed or harmed in the country. Very unfortunate part that is still Wildlife Protection Act is silent about operation of CITES provisions in the country. Maybe in near future you may see some amendment in Wildlife Protection Act. Because of the sorry state of affairs, fragmentation of area, porosity, not availability of water, non-availability of cover to wildlife, our wildlife is facing tough time. There is no voice of wildlife because they don't have access to courts or other parts of social media. Their population is shrinking. This is causing genetic drift due to small population, and the population are becoming very small, not interactive population. Genes are not being flowing from one population to other, and this is causing expression of recessive alleles. Like mutants are not expressed till other spouses from same carrier mother is not available for mating. Just see this slide. It's very good to see white tiger, black panther, but this is because of outcome of shrinking of population base, expression of recessive alleles, and if this trend continues, then genetic vigor of this population will be at stake, and one day all this wildlife will disappear. So we have to ensure that all wildlife corridors should be maintained in such a situation where wildlife gene flow from one protected area to another protected area is not snapped. Maybe this is this divine responsibility entrusted by the Almighty on the mankind. Taking note of the shrinking population of tiger and elephant, the Government of India, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Climate Change, started Tiger Project in 1973, and subsequently taking note of reducing elephant population, government have started Elephant Project also. This is the shrinking Asiatic elephant range. There was a time in 17th century when elephants were found right from Iran to you can say Korea or east of China. But now that habit they have lost. Only these brown patches are frequented by elephants now. And because of high consumption of food. Adult elephant eat about 150 kg to 200 kg forage, and they consume about 200 liter of water to 250 liter of water per day. So they have to be constantly on move, and and fodder should be available to them. So we have to take special care of this wonderful species. Then there are large number of projects coming in forest areas. They require environment clearance under Environment Impact Assessment Notification 2006. This notification is under revision by the Ministry of Environment and Forest. And if forest area is also affected by any project, then you require forest clearance under Section 2, Subsection 2 of Forest Conservation Act 1982. Sorry, 1980. Then there are 2-3 more statutes: Panchayati Raj Extension to Scheduled Areas Act 1996 and Scheduled Tribe and Other Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Right Act 2006. These two acts also interact with forest management in precarious manner. India was a very rich repository of biological diversity. India is one among 12 mega biodiversity of the world. This Biological Diversity Act 2002 is not prohibitory in nature, it is regulatory in nature, and you can exploit biodiversity of the country by obtaining competent license from the authority. We are having about 45,000 plant species, 81,000 animal species, but 20 wildlife species are treated as possibly extinct. But I can say we have not seen those 20 species in past 100 years or so. So it should be treated as extinct. And there are more than 1,500 plant species which are considered vulnerable and endangered and require very serious conservation efforts for survival of these species. Now let us see what happens within the forest area. This is typical sal forest. You can see in the photograph of left and bottom side that gall formation is coming up in trunk of sal area. Left and right both. That means this crop is suffering from the dry rot, and in near future, death is certain of this species. Another, you can see very well within this crop, there is no regeneration. You can say this is a very old crop, having age about 120 years to say 150 years. Since there is no recruitment, there is no pole crop, no shrub crop or no herb crop or no sal seedling. Within 20, 25, 30 years, this forest stand will go. So we have to undertake plantation of species in the lower canopy of this species, maybe bamboo or other species which survive in the lower canopy. Again, this is a close-up of the photograph. You can see that what kind of gall formation or dry rot is coming. Sorry for the delay. You can see, just see, all forest is affected with this. This is Esterculia urens forest, where gall formation is coming. Same picture here. So forests are sending warning signals, and it is up to us how to receive it and what kind of treatment or safety measurements we can apply to these dying forest areas because of senescence. Senescence means old age, And these forest stands are sending warning signals through senescence. Please support us, please save us, provide us water. Sal forests are found in 22 states out of 28 states of Union of India. The problem is in sal forest, sal seed germination is for 7 days only. Unless until we collect sal seeds, sow them in the nurseries, and transplant sal seedlings in the forest areas, the survival of this magnificent species is having a big question mark. As I told you that our forest density is coming down. In most of the sal forest areas, density has gone down to 0.4 or less. Since there is no regeneration, survival of this species is quite vulnerable as far as sal is concerned. Just the same. I draw your attention to sal borer attack in 1990s. Large number of this insect attacked sal areas and destroyed about 30 lakh sal trees, which forest department had to fell because they were not likely to survive. And this disease comes at an interval of 30 years. So again, this disease and epidemic is likely to strike around 2025 or so. So we have to take precaution so that large scale forest mortality is not taking place. Drying because of moisture stress, low availability of water, scorching temperature and illicit felling, and sal borer attack. Large number of sal trees are dying. Suppose you are having forest area where forest crop is dead, then it will not support your water drainage system. So we have to undertake large scale plantation of suitable species so that the ecological function of forest remains intact. Just see what is happening in our forest area, sending warning signal to us. This is the typical timber depot of sal. All dry rot area, dry rot affected sal logs. This is sal borer affected sal trees. It's a beetle about 4 to 5 centimeter large. The zoological name is Haplocerambyx spinicornis. But it is giving very scary projection of survival of forest. One more indicator nature is sending. You can see Phoenix sylvestris and Phoenix acoleus grasses on the bottom of the forest floor. These grasses, actually these are not grasses, but palms, and they signify drying of the forest floor. And you can see these rampant infestation of these grasses when you visit forest areas. Then you can observe this species of opentia and cacti in forest areas. This species were not there when I joined Indian Forest Service about 40 years ago. So again, Mother Nature is sending some warning signal. Just see what is happening. Because whenever temperature is rising and these invasive species are coming, it is showing you sure sign of drying of the forest ecosystems. This is another infestation invasive species, Calotropis procera, Argemon mexicana, and I have seen one more species, Xanthocarpum, invading sal forest area. Yeah, this is Xanthocarpum. This is third category of invasive species, Ocimum grandiosum, found in Mandla and Jabalpur districts. We have to have some regeneration plot for sal where biotic interference should not be allowed. Right now, we are collecting each and every sal seed for preparation of shea butter for export. But we have to change this activity. And once in 4 years or once in 3 years, sal areas should be closed for sal seed collection. This is sal plantation carried out in Forest School, Jagdalpur, Chhattisgarh. This is another plot of sal regeneration in Ambikapur Nursery. So what I want to point out is artificial regeneration of sal is possible, but unfortunately we are not undertaking serious effort to perpetuate regeneration of this species. This is sal plantation in Rajgamar range and Chotia mine in Chhattisgarh. Now about typical teak forest. You can visualize from this teak forest that they are in very bad condition. It is happening because of the repeated coppicing. We are felling for our construction and furniture making purposes this very economically useful species in Western India, including Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Western Madhya Pradesh, part of Telangana, Karnataka, and Uttar Pradesh. Just see, entire sagon forest or teak forest has been converted into thickets. It's not correct. Not correct way of silviculture management of forest areas. Even in better quality forest, you can see infestation of Phoenix sylvestris and Phoenix aquileus in forest areas. So large scale soil moisture conservation measures are required. This is another attack of wild teak powdery mildew in sagon teak forest area, where all the leaves have been infested with fungus, and after defoliation take place, it is very difficult for plant to survive till next growing season. This is a rampant attack of teak leaf skeletonizer and teak leaf defoliator in teak crop. Because temperature is rising, so like malaria and typhoid is rising with the rise of temperature. So these two insects, teak leaf skeletonizer and teak leaf defoliator, they are also rising. And because monsoon and summer period is extended till November, so teak forest is also suffering because of attack of these two species. Very bad kind of situation. Now you can see the depot of teak timber. It is exhibiting same story which is exhibited by sal forest. So again a cause of worry, and we have to take immediate measure of rehabilitation of these degraded forest areas. Very bad kind of situation. Now something about soil moisture conservation. By bulldozers, we can do ripping operation up to 45 centimeter deep. Then angle dosing, we can prepare contour bund like this. And if we have prepared contour bund like this, monsoon water can be collected in these trenches and weed ditches. And after doing plantation, we can increase availability of water in forest area. And if forest area is having water conservation sink, so this water will be available to our agriculture area in the downside of catchment. This is rubble gabion structure prepared for the conservation of silt. Just see how beautifully moisture conservation has been done under Bundelkhand project. This is Garland Canal. Through this canal, excess water is collected, and then this excess water is taken to the agriculture field through percolation tanks. Just see, this is percolation tank. So excess water has been brought here, and then this water is used for irrigation of agriculture fields. This is percolation tank. If this kind of large number of percolation tanks are constructed, it will recharge your groundwater, and it will definitely improve water availability to the rural communities. Again, this is also percolation tank. You can see the difference on upper photograph that has been taken before construction of this stop dam, and bottom photograph is after construction of the stop dam. Not stop dam, this is earthen dam. So just see the difference of approach. If we are paying attention to soil moisture conservation, definitely things will improve through our efforts. This is about forest types of India. There are large number of forest types available. This is teak forest. I am not explaining it because I am overshooting time. This is Dipterocarpus forest. This is again banana bamboo forest. This is Kel forest of Himachal Pradesh. Bamboo forest. This is Babul forest of Rajasthan. You can very well visualize the difference between Sal forest or mangrove forest or Devdar forest. And if fertility of our ecosystem has gone down, our life will not be congenial or comfortable. So we have to retain forest cover and ensure that they are very well supported by soil moisture conservation works. Just see, this is Pandanas forest of Madhya Pradesh. This is deciduous teak forest of Sihor, Madhya Pradesh. This is Dilenia forest of Hoshangabad, part of Satpura National Park. This is Ghot forest. So you can see that all forests are not same. All forests are different. The only issue is you have to understand forest dynamics. And this is Anjan is Hardwikia binata is excellent source of fodder to our cattle. This tree remains evergreen throughout the year. It never becomes dry, even in say April or May or June. So if we undertake plantation of this species in large scale, it will definitely give boost to our dairy development initiative. This is mature sal forest. Miscellaneous forest. This is from North Uttar Pradesh. This is wet sal evergreen forest. Just you can see how much moisture is conserved in this area. And temperature is also down. Lot of moisture is there. This is open forest. Wonderful Pallas Beauty monosperma or flame of forest. When it blooms, it gives an impression that entire forest is under fire. That is why it is known as flame of forest. Wonderful sal forest of Kanha National Park. And I'm coming to an end of my address. Thank you very much. I enjoyed interaction with you. To sum up my talk, I will recite a mantra from Atharvaved. Yuvku hi sumatina, yuvku hi shachina, yuyam vajjadanam. If our thinking, if our strength is one and we are technically sound, we can achieve anything in the world. Forest is a community property resource. All of us are required to contribute to the survival and longevity of forest and wildlife. Thank you very much for giving me time to speak before you. Thank you very much. Good day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, sir. It was wonderful listening to you. Captain Ravindra Nayak, can you please read the questions? Captain Ravindra Nayak?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute. We just unmute you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. It was a very excellent lecture.
Good
I
afternoon.
couldn't join at the start because I was in a lecture. I was taking up my college lecture, but I joined later. But then after it's wonderful lecture, sir, there's some few questions in the chat box. Can I take them?
Yeah, please, please.
Okay. As far as I can see, yes, the Durlav Singha that wants to ask, sir, can we think that invasion of exotic or alien species in natural habitats is the outcome of anthropogenic induced climatic change? Can you please throw light on it?
Yes, there are many species like Lantana and Jatropha. These have been accidentally introduced in our country between 14th century and 17th century. So human beings are carrier of these invasive species, maybe knowingly or maybe unknowingly. As far as eucalyptus is concerned, eucalyptus was found in India in Jurassic time. Ultimately, it became extinct, and again it has been brought back to India by human beings. So you are right.
Okay. Sir, Ms. Sangeeta wants to ask, sir, this means that we should have serious validation before introduction of exotic species in the indigenous environment. It is something related to your talk probably, some slide.
Okay. You see, all exotic species are not bad for the country. This conception is not correct. You see, we are bringing agriculture crop from outside. There are large number of exotic agriculture crop we are growing in the country. But whenever a question of forest crop or forest species comes, we want only indigenous species like wattles, Israeli baboon, large number of species of Eucalyptus camaldulensis. They are doing very well in the country, and we should carry out progeny trial before introduction of any species in the country. It should not be a blanket import of the species. Rather, it should be subjected to progeny trial, and if progeny trial are positive, only then it should be introduced in the country.
Okay. So there's one question by Professor Dilip Savarkar.
Okay.
R. Raitina.
Please.
So I don't know. I missed the lecture, so I don't know the genus name. It's mentioned R. Terrina is declining. Is fungus chytrid also reason or only reason?
Doctor, your question is not clear. Voice is cracking.
Okay. So am I audible now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Dilip Savarkar is asking species R. I don't know what is the genus R. Terrina is declining. Is fungus chytrid only reason?
No, I have no idea actually. Okay. I cannot comment.
Sir Savarkar, sir, if you are there, can you please elaborate on your question in the chat box? Okay, Sangeeta, Miss Sangeeta wants to ask, is there any committee for screening of non-native species in India?
Yes. For Indian Council of Forestry Research Education is having committee on invasive species of India, and they carry out trials, and after this trial is positive, only then we allow introduction of that species in India.
Okay. Sir, there have been accolades from many saying their lectures were excellent.
Thank you.
Sir, Purushottam Kale sir wants to ask, what can be the comprehensive efforts to conserve water, soil and forest resources?
Yeah, thank you. Professor Kale, we have to pay attention to soil moisture conservation. It should be the topmost priority in the country. Because once our forest resources are gone, second part is your agriculture production will go down. On one side, our population is growing. In according to 2001 census, our population density is 433 persons per square kilometer, very high. And because of climate change, our agriculture production is going down. And it is assessed that if we don't take adequate precaution, by 2035, our agriculture production will go down by 30%. And if that happens, there will be problem. Since our forest areas are drying, and if we make investment in forest areas through moisture conservation, our agriculture will start flourishing. Part of Maharashtra is facing problem because forest areas are not having conservation capability. So, according to me, degraded forest area should be leased out for plantation purposes. It will generate lot of employment to rural population, particularly after problem of COVID-19 pandemic. Lot of people have come back to their village areas. They will get employment, and we will have plantations and soil moisture conservation work, so that there will be plenty of water, there will be plenty of forest biomass to be consumed by the country. At present, we are importing 62% of our forest produce from outside. On the other side, 288 square kilometer of degraded forest area is available in the country. So let us afforest this area, let us have soil moisture conservation in this area. Only then we survive. Otherwise, survival in rural areas or remote tribal villages will be very difficult. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, in continuation to the same, Dr. Cadre wants to ask, what can be the measures for conserving soil moisture?
Professor, as I explained in the presentation, first we are required to construct the V-ditch and contour channels so that surface runoff is reduced, and then we carry out plantation in V-ditch and contour trenches, and then the excess moisture is collected in the garland canals, and then this excess water is taken to the percolation tanks. In case of extremely degraded sites, we can cover the degraded site through geotextiles. Unfortunately, I have not covered geotextiles in this area, but if you think it is proper, we can have another presentation on soil moisture conservation work, because I know that Maharashtra is facing tough time as far as availability of water resources are concerned. Or I can send a presentation to you so that you can upload that presentation for the benefit of viewers of the university and college. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, Cadre sir has put another question. The mining of minor mineral soil from Nagpur Mumbai Expressway, the ponds formed has transformed the agriculture. Can this be done in other parts of Maharashtra and other states?
Again, question is not clear.
Sir, Cadre sir, Cadre sir? Cadre sir?
Yes.
Yeah, you can ask the question directly, sir.
Please.
Yeah, sir, the removal of soil for construction of expressway from Mumbai to Nagpur, several ponds were developed, which got filled in the rains, and the agriculture has prospered there. So can similar efforts be done in the forest areas as well to conserve the moisture there?
Yes, I think, you see, Israelis have done a lot of work on this kind of conservation of water. What they are doing is all along roads, railways, and other such linear infrastructure project. They first dug the pit, and then those pits are lined with polythene or bentonite. So rainwater is collected in those areas, and after rain, they spread a thin layer of oil on these small water bodies, so that transpiration rate is reduced and stored water is not evaporated, and then this water can be utilized for local purposes. Excellent is possible. Rather, it should be done.
Okay, thank you, sir. So there's a question by Akula. Can leasing of forest areas or is a leasing of forest area permitted as per the existing Forest Conservation Act?
Yes, Forest Conservation Act was enacted in 1980, and in 1988 it was amended, and under section 2, two subsections were inserted. Section 2 subsection 3, which permit leasing of degraded forest area for afforestation purposes, and second amendment was section 2 subsection 4, that all forest areas should be treated under duly prepared and sanctioned working plan only. So we have got definite statute available for leasing of degraded forest area. But the problem is Government of India have not issued guidelines under Forest Conservation Rules 1981 and Forest Conservation Rules 2003. That is the reason why it is not succeeding. In 2015, Government of India issued draft guideline for leasing of forest areas, but final guideline is yet to be notified by the Government of India. So legal provision is there.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. That was probably the last question in the chat box.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I hope that it was useful for you.
Yes, sir.
And if you require any support from my side, kindly let me know. Thank you very much, Professor Kale, for bringing me for this purpose. Thank you very much. Good day. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, should I propose a vote of thanks?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, 1 minute. My battery is. Yeah, 1 minute. I put on my battery. Yeah. Okay. So on behalf of Association of Teachers in Biological Sciences, ATBS, and Department of Biological Sciences, Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, Ghatkopar, I extend our appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Ravindra Saxena for accepting our invitation and giving an excellent talk. Sir, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, I thank Dr. S.M. Karmarkar, former principal, Dean, Mumbai University, as well as a former president of ATBS, for spending his valuable time to attend this particular webinar. Also, on behalf of ATBS and Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, I thank all the members of ATBS, teacher colleagues of Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, and other colleges who have spent the time in listening to the excellent talk given by Ravindra Saxena. I also extend thanks to the technical support given by Mr. Devi Prasad Shetty in all these lecture series. So thank you very much. Thank you once again, once and all. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
DP sir.
Hello.
Yeah. You can close
Yeah, he's ending.